Ugh. Fuck. Alright, I'm not. Okay, hold on. Alright, hold on. I cannot see. Alright, I can't see the first person. Pepsi, Simply Wicked, Michael R, Pepsi, Lisa K, VLXG. How's it going, everyone? Smoke some pot. Hey, British Beat. Jesus fucking Christ, do I have any pot? Hello, everyone. So I might have to go back to Vegas on Wednesday. Knowing me, I know I'm gonna miss a couple days work, probably lose my job. All over that RV queer fucking faggot bullshit. And Aldi can't even get a hold of him. Don't even know if he's going to court. Right? I have a subpoena. I doubt they will give me a felony, but they can. For not appearing, or whatever in the fuck it is. You know, looking back, it didn't make me feel very good. I should have fucking smashed his fucking head in, and I would be the one in prison. Yeah, fuck RV7. And you're gonna have that fucking monkey on there? Yeah, that monkey might cost my whole fucking world. Yeah, imagine me going to Vegas to go to court over some cocksucker that doesn't know how to act right. So I hate to use the word nigger because I'm not that much of a fucking racist, but I can be. And sometimes them motherfuckers are just pure fucking idiots. Right? So we go to a motel room, right? So fucking Aldi, you know how he gets when he's drunk? A little fucking boisterous and belligerent, whatever. So they start wrestling and shit. You know. Aldi acts like a fucking idiot, right? So fucking Dope District, he acts like a bigger idiot. He fucking dips in fucking Aldi's fucking backpack and steals $400 when we're not around. Right? And then, have you seen what he did on the RV park? What kind of motherfucker has no morals to want to take some shit out on some motherfucker that's passed the fuck out. Right? And you guys are going to accept that on RV7? Yeah, I should ninja his fucking motherfucking punk ass. Well, supposedly they're going to subpoena me to court. Right? I don't have a real job. I have a temporary job. I miss a couple days, they're going to get someone else. Do you know where all the other work is? It's in San Francisco. There is no work. I got miracle to get work in this town because they send you to fucking Richmond or Oakland or some stupid shit. Why should I have to go to court? Why should I have to lose my life? Why should everything just go to shit because some fucking stupid nigger doesn't know how to fucking act right? Now, I'm not saying they're all like that because, let's see here. I did adopt 2 black girls, but that's different. They're women. Thank God they didn't act like, because you know how they can. And it was the same thing. My friend said, you know, one of these days they're going to bring some boyfriend over. And then, yeah. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And that's exactly what happened. I still don't give a fuck. But you know how they act. That's why people are stereotyped. No, I don't want to go to court. You're going to send me to court as a witness. I bet both of them cocksuckers don't even show up to court. Right? People can say you're a snitch. I didn't really want to do the good thing, but I would like him to see him locked up in prison. Personally, I don't think he deserves attempted murder charge. I'm sure they just use that to bribe him, so he'll take a deal. I don't think he has a record. From what I understand, I think he has rich parents. That's the only reason why he got bailed out. But for me to fuck off and just lose everything over some fucking idiot, it's ridiculous. So I won't know till Monday, but I would love to see that fucker prosecuted. You know, I ended up doing over half a decade for selling a nickel bag in the park. Really, it was a 2-year sentence. It ended up to be almost 6 years, pretty much. And then you're gonna let this motherfucker walk? Yeah, countless violations. Countless. End up in one of the most dangerous fucking prisons, okay? Are you kidding me? Not just one. I don't want to tell you how many. RV, these fucking streamer idiots. You know, Aldi's got to act like an idiot. Then, you know, Dope District, he's got to save face somehow, whatever way he thinks is the way that's going to make him, you know, get even, or whatever the fuck it is. Fucking ridiculous. Me, it's really none of my business. The only reason why I did, because Aldi's my friend, and I felt bad. I don't think anyone deserves that. Like, if Aldi wasn't, I would still fucking do it. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. So I don't give a fuck. I'll do it. I said sign me up. I don't give a fuck. But if I lose my job, well, I guess I'll just be sleeping out in the fucking rain. Job don't have time for that shit. Right? It's crunch time. Christmas is coming. They want this shit done and for sale. They don't have time for motherfuckers to take off and shit. Let's get someone else. So either way, I'm upset. If I do not go, I'll be upset that this motherfucker gets to walk. And if I do whatever it takes to do the right thing, yeah, I hope it doesn't fucking backfire. Because no one's gonna save me. You know, the DA, the judge, they don't give a fuck if I lose my job. All they give a fuck about is their case. That's it. That's why I hate our vice president. That is one evil bitch. Yeah. I wonder how many motherfuckers you locked away for fucking selling a nickel bag in the park or something. Right? That's our vice president. And then the whole IPG community is all like, RB7, RB7. Isn't that faggot going to be on there? That little snot nose. You think he grew up in the ghetto or something? You think if he's got a good upbringing, he would have something. I understand he's young, so he's still kind of a kid. But he's not a kid. He's a young man. You should know better. You get your money, you do it face to face. You go to prison, you try to take someone's shit in prison. Yeah, that fucker will end up a Maytag fucking washer. Maybe you'll learn something. Don't do that shit. And they're gonna laugh about it and brag about it like you're just the shit. You're a chicken shit, coward, queer, fucking motherfucker. There ain't no real man. Real men don't act like that. Believe me. And they both started it. You can't blame it on anyone. They were both like going back and forth, right? Like, who's the top dog? Who's the cock of the walk? We got a pecking order. Look what the fuck happened. Fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I'm talking about Dope District. Who else do you think I'd be calling a fucking nigger? Yeah, I'll want to get my money on his ass. I mean, even if I miss a day's work or 2 days' work, say they bring me back to court for whatever. That's money out of my pocket. I'm not too happy about it. Do the right thing in life. That's why nobody gives a fuck. It's easier to not do the right thing, believe me. And you know, let's just say Aldi was drunk and whatever. They got to go a couple rounds and Dope District smashed his face or whatever. Or vice versa. Whatever. You don't stomp him into the ground. You know, you don't be that chicken shit. Especially when the motherfucker is like not even coherent. Right? That is a pure pussy move. And you're gonna welcome him on RV7? Whose RV is it? Is it Casey's? Whoever's it is should get smacked in the fucking upside the head. That's my personal fucking opinion. Yeah, don't get me started. I'm not that racist, but there are times. I'd be the most racist motherfucker on the planet. You think you're not racist? You think you're just obsolete and you don't buy into it? Why don't you go for a walk through Oakland? Right? With your fucking selfie stick or whatever. The only reason why I say that because it's stereotypical of motherfuckers like that to act like that. Not saying that white motherfuckers can't do it either. Everyone can. But it's just fucking really pathetic. You know, you couldn't kick his ass and take his money, right? If you want his shit, if you kicked his ass and took his shit, he couldn't say a fucking thing about it then, right? How does someone took your money while you were sleeping? Doesn't feel very good, does it? Or say you turned your head or blinked your fucking eyeballs. You know, disturbs me at work. I'm at work. I don't have time to be yelling with the DA's office and saying, you know, this is bullshit. Right? Because I get upset and everyone on the job site can fucking hear me. And if you think about it, most of these IP2 cocksuckers, they just do all that shit for attention, and it's just like, you guys are fucking whacked. You know what I mean? Look at these motherfuckers on Hollywood Boulevard. You know, I did that shit when I was 15 years. Fucking around on the street corner, doing whatever, nothing. Hey, kitty. TTD, what does that mean? Touchdown? What the fuck does that mean? And then it rubs off on me, right? It's like, how many days of work do I have? Hopefully I only miss a couple days, right? You think you're gonna fly me to Vegas and you're gonna fly me in time to go to court And then for me to catch the transportation and get to the airport and make it back, I am not even vaccinated. Right? How is that going to work? And come all the way back to California and then worry about going to work. I don't mind taking time off, but this is not like a real job for me. I work for a temp agent. I've done that dance before too. Same thing. Had to go to court for one day over some stupid shit, right? Like nothing serious. Probably a jaywalking ticket. You know, I don't think it was drunk in public because I don't have too many of those. But something really petty. Working in Beverly Hills with an electrician, right? Go to court, whatever, come back, guess what? I don't have a fucking job with that motherfucker anymore. Right? They said, oh, we'll fly you out there. We'll fly you back. So you're going to work out my time schedule because I'm hoofing it, right? From the courtroom, which I have a warrant, which, who knows, they could arrest me, right? They really wanted to be fucking idiots. It's only traffic, but still. So no, I don't want to go to Vegas. I mean, if it was a weekend or something, or I had a day, maybe some money to fuck off and whatever. But just to dip up, go to court, and then get the fuck out. And the thing about the streaming community, I'm not really like all these fuckers. Not saying I'm better or worse, but probably end up face to face with them fools one of these days, right? You bring your fucking RV over here, right? What do you think's gonna happen? Because I'm gonna be pissed. Taking money out of my pocket. And I don't have that class or whatever, that's just the way it is. No, I got a different way of thinking. It's like, who does that? So yeah, I'm upset. I'm gonna be upset till this shit's over. Can't get a hold of Aldi. His phone's not working. Yeah, are you gonna go to court, motherfucker? Because technically, they're so full of shit. You know, they're so manipulated, right? They're like, well, we need you in court so we can move forward with the case. Maybe he'll take a deal. You know how many times I've been to court? They don't offer you a deal on your preliminary hearing. Guilty, not guilty, next. You have to wait for your arraignment to get offered a deal. Right? And you work for that office and you make how much, and you just get paid to fucking be full of shit. And I get it, you want to lock up the bad guys. That's why we have prisons. but you will do anything to make it happen and sacrifice whatever. If you gotta lie, you know. How many times do you think people have been locked up over lies just because Officer Dickwad said, well, yep, who are you gonna believe? Me, I did 6 months for something I didn't do. Yeah. 6 goddamn fucking months. We gave you money though? What do you mean, we? I mean, what does that have to do with it? So you think you're just going to be my sugar mama or something? Shit hits the fan? Is that what you're saying? Well, 6 months this week, I'm going to get rid of your ass, you 30 flam fucking faggot. Yeah, it cost me 6 months out of my life for something I didn't do. And you think it's weak? Being in there with a bunch of hardcore motherfuckers. Six months is a long time. Let's say you get locked up. You lose your house, your car. I was young, didn't really have it, right? Lose your girl, lose your job. How weak do you think that is? Do you know how many fights I got in 6 months? Do you know where I ended up in 6 fucking months? Yeah, wasn't pretty. I roll up South Side. Yeah. I got the longest hair. Little la 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 don't speak Spanish. So for me to fit in, yeah. First day, someone whistles, I gotta fight. Alright? Just to show them that ain't happening. Do you know how many times there's riots with Southside? Guess who's on the front fucking line? Do I look like a Southsider? I have nothing to do with those politics. I have to do it. Right? Yes, daily workout. That's right. And Southsides are the scariest motherfuckers to be with. The only reason I kind of could pull it, and everyone knows who in the fuck he is. And then, you know, right? There's some shit going on. Why am I on the front line? Right? And then these fuckers, they try to be slick. Okay. Right? All of a sudden I got all these weapons. Okay. Here goes the sun. I really don't want to go to court. I really am worried about my job. I think my boss is cool. I think he knows the difference. But I do know one thing. If this job dips out, who knows? You know, because if you look at the agencies, there's not a whole lot of work in Santa Rosa. I came here on a whim. I got lucky. Now, I'm sure there is, but with this agency, they want to send you 40, 50 miles away, right? I might as well sleep in my tent at the job site, working in Oakland or some shit, right? Yeah. How long do you think I'll last down there with them fuckers eyeballing my bike? I don't think it'll last very long. But I'm a skin. So when you hit the yard, skins. That's a native brotherhood. We call ourselves skins. Oh, you will? Well, I'm not really a fighter. I don't really know how to fight. But I do tell you one thing. I have just lucky enough to get through it. I have no skills or no tactical or no whatever martial arts or none of that. You know, it's pretty much fighting for survival. Do you know how many times I've been jumped? It's the same fucking thing. Me, I don't really use weapons, but at this point in my life, yeah. Not one-on-one, of course, but, you know, you find yourself surrounded by a bunch of motherfuckers, well, I'm taking one of them out. I'm taking one of them with me. $55 goddamn years old, 30. What do you want to do? Just smack me up around the ring? Like, what's his name? Fucking love him though. He was really good. Chicken Andy. Fucking give him props for that. Smoke and drink, I really can't go more than one round. There was a time when I could do maybe, 3 rounds or some shit. Now I'm kind of crazy, right? Knowing we'll get mopped up in a heartbeat first round. If I don't get it in the first round, done deal. It's over. Right? Yeah. It kind of saddens me, that, all right, Dope District, so that's how you act? Well, now I'm going to start thinking all black motherfuckers are just like you. And you guys see me drink and talk a bunch of shit, wing nut factor, well, you're going to think, oh, True Blues are the same way too. Well, maybe we are, maybe we aren't. Right? And Americans are so fucked up, they don't even give a fuck. They don't pay attention. That's just ridiculous. Just wipe it under the rug. It's like, go up and say, oh, how are you? Oh, good to meet you. And like all kinds of stupid shit. Me, I don't want that fucker near me. There's a 6 foot social distancing or 10 feet or whatever in the fuck it is. That's all I know. technically they don't really need me in court, right? So they already have the video, right? Aldi's supposed to show up, right? So let's just say you shove the knife in one time, right? Why do I have to go to court? Oh, you want to shove it in a little deeper? You want to make sure it sticks? I mean, what is it? Yeah. I get it, it's their job. But I don't like the thing about them bullshitting with me on the phone. Because I'm actually, you know, acting like I am right now. I'm hot. You know, I talk with the tones that you could tell is like, they're gonna go, well, we need you here because he might take you fuck out of here. And here's my dilemma. You know, I could not go. Probably won't send a warrant out for me. You could. I've gotten them where I still have to go to court, you know, in a couple months over drinking in public, and I already went to jail. And they kicked me out. Got to go to court again because they want money. So I'm going to do it. If Aldi doesn't want to do it, then fuck it. I'll do it. You proceed to the next thing. Right? Got a lawyer? Do your job. But I told them cocksuckers who bugged me on the phone today, if Aldi doesn't show up, and I show up, or whatever, and the motherfucker doesn't get prosecuted, how is that going to benefit me? Especially if I fucking have to lose my job or some shit. How does that benefit society? I don't give a fuck about that. Wouldn't that be something? None of them show to court. I go to court. This shit all falls apart. I don't know. This is Las Vegas. Las Vegas, I don't think it's as full. I mean, when I went to court, they were arresting fuckers for jaywalking in wheelchairs. And black kids, like the poor black kid, got arrested for crossing the goddamn street. I don't know if that's racial profiling. And then you got some gangbanger. I don't give a fuck if he's a gangbanger. In a wheelchair. You have enough money or enough time and resources to lock motherfuckers up for jaywalking. So you don't think they have enough time and resources for someone like Dope? I think you might want to clue in on it, because they fucking cited me for my bicycle. Not once, not twice, 3 motherfucking times. I spent 3 days in that cocksucker, over 3 hours of community service. 3 days. Couple hours on the first day. 1 full thing. They didn't release me till the next day after midnight. That's 3 days. Yeah. Missing work, whatever in the fuck it is. Bullshit. Try to explain myself to your aunt. You know why I'm here, right? I'm here for 3 hours of community service. Yeah, not 12. So someone fucked up. 3 hours. Goddamn thieves. And then just spit on you and ignore you. And you know they're laughing inside because they got that special quality. We need to get out of here. They're going to lock it up. So you bet I'll have issues if this motherfucker doesn't get locked up. Right? That was just driving for no insurance. shit like that, right? No goddamn insurance. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm talking to the people that live here. I'm not really supposed to talk like that around here. So, I don't know how normal people do it. And they just go, oh, well, we gotta go to court. Probably talk about, probably doesn't affect their whole fucking world to the point where, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not happy. So, might be roaming around and run into someone and be like, let me show you how not happy I am, right? How does that work? Time or the energy to worry about all this stupid bullshit. And I know I always complain about do-gooders because sometimes do-gooders try to do the right thing. No, we're wasting your time. Like that motherfucker said, well, it's Thanksgiving. Obviously, I couldn't hit golf balls on the one. He said, you're trespassing on the golf course. We're going to call the cops. Yeah, that's a do-gooder, right? So don't like do-gooders. Now I feel like one, right? So, either way, I'm hell-bent. I'm disturbed, right? They send me to court, whatever, I'll do it. If they do not, this motherfucker walks. I'd rather go to court. You take my job, you whatever. Yeah. Because when I thought about it, at first I was like, fuck this, right? After thinking about it, it's like, you know what? Sign me up. That's right. I don't give a shit. I'll do it. They could act like they're going to make you do it because you get a subpoena, right? Like, when in the fuck do I really give a fuck about that? If I don't want to do it, I am not going to do it. Believe me. After thinking about it, well, let me think here. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do it. Don't really want to, but kind of want enough to do it. Yeah. So fuck it. We'll be a do-gooder for once. And you know, if Aldi just got a little bruised up, or you know, whatever, but Aldi got seriously hurt. He got his face broken, like his skull. Yeah, his skull was broken. Like, not just a broken nose or some shit. Yeah, like fucked up. Right? Who does that to someone who's sleeping or unconscious or something? Do you do that to your women too when they're sleeping? I'm just curious. Right? Who does that? And I get it, he's young. When I was young, I made a lot of choices I'm not very proud of, believe me. But nothing to that, you know, what I did is just different. Not any better, or not, you know. But a little something else there. I would never do something like that. You know what I mean? That's just me. Regardless of whatever else I've done in life. But when it comes to that kind of shit, So we're riding through the cemetery. We have a bench here. Would be nice. A lot of this land is not developed, so I could actually walk on the ground and not walk over someone's grave. I always tend to walk on not on the headstones, but like right above them, or you know, where I won't be directly walking over the grave. Here we have lots of open plots. And I guess that's kind of good for a cemetery because lots of people die. Like Hollywood Cemetery, because of the location. It's pretty full. It's a wonder how they have people still getting buried there. And there was a little bit of controversy about the Hollywood Cemetery, but I'm gonna spare you guys on that because it's like my home away from home. I love Hollywood forever. So right now, I don't think I will lose my job because they told me that they will fly me over there. They will fly me back. Must be a pretty serious case if you're gonna fly your witnesses, right? I think Aldi should get his shit together and focus and do it, because it's really, he's the victim. So just because time goes on and shit in your memory and it heals a little bit and you put it off, you know, you can't put that shit off. You can't do it. Me, I've been to prison, okay? You would not imagine how many. Prisons are made for a certain type of people. Now, don't ask me what I did to get in prison, because it might be like whatever, like so stupid, you know. But prisons are made, and our taxpayer money goes to those prisons, jails, whatever, for a certain type of people, because there has to be a law instilled upon the land. The difference with things, the church is really supposed to be the law, your church or whatever, but a little different. So now the law has changed. And if you don't really, I have issues like you would never imagine, so I should be the last one to say anything and just shut the fuck up. But you still have to instill a law of the land. There's things that are acceptable, there are things that are not acceptable, depending on the severity of the offense. Well, that's how they regulate your jail time. So I don't know, I'm sure Vegas, the DA, whatever, sees a lot of different cases. When they see this case, they might not be too surprised, because ghetto is a fucking a shithole. It's a ghetto, the whole goddamn city, except for the outskirts, certain pockets. But for the most part, you know, you have the strip, you have the west side, you have the rest of it is just pure ghetto, right? So maybe you won't be surprised when that motherfucker walks into your courtroom. Oh, it's just another stupid case. But This one, I think we got a little more because the person actually ended up having a serious injury. Don't really take kind to violent offenders. Me, I've been lucky because I have no violent offenses, only until the aftermath, when, you know, and they're not really violent. It's just a bunch of fights, riots, lockdowns. You know, some prisons, well, depends what yard you're on. Lifers shut down every fucking day. You may not hear about it on the news. That yard's getting shut down every day. And if the guy in the tower doesn't like you, he might be able to shoot you and laugh about it and talk about it over dinner. And the sergeants that are correctional officers, they just place bets. Who's going to win today? North side, south side, who is it? Yeah. Hey, JR. Yeah, like I said, I don't have very many strikes. I have none whatsoever. But, right? So why should I be locked up with a bunch of lifers over selling a nickel bag on the street corner? And not because I chose to do it. I had to do it just to survive. Just to survive. And then the violations, after violation, after violation. Kind of endless. Kind of a waste of time. I don't see how that really benefits society. Especially now when I go to a cannabis club and you got these little fucking kids selling me pot and acting like they're little snots, and you gotta wait, and people cutting in line, all kinds of stupid shit. Well, if you're locked up, you're probably gonna have a girlfriend, as far as women prisons go, and that's just the way it is. Men, it's do or die. It's not like a bunch of females. Females can be very catty, you know. I was a bartender, worked a lot of gay clubs, because, you know, it's Hollywood. Didn't really like them because they're so busy. You gotta be like all, you know, doing your, they can't even move, right? Other days, it's all puss, and you're so big you can't even look at it because you're working. A different kind of bar, not like your local dive bar. Yeah, and I know it can be different, you know. Some people have never been caught fucking around, you know. That's why I do not really think that way anymore, because I used to, you know, sell pot and shit. That's why I work now. I mean, I could do better than these fuckers, right? Like your pawns, you know, whoever owns a cannabis club, they're making a fortune. They're making so much money. Well, I just wanted money to eat. So what do you do with all your money that makes it okay? Right? That's why I act the way I do. Because it's post-stress. That shit, it will never get out of my system. Because when I went to jail, I was a little innocent kid, right? And then you turn me into a monster. And it's all politics and just to survive. just to earn your respect and survive. Monster. Yeah, you could tell. So what makes you cocksucker so special? Act like you're a bartender, right? Like, because bartender's God. Everyone's nice to you. They put money in your tip jar. Sling them a drink. Right? Same thing with pot. Yeah. Depends. Maybe you're a crack addict or a meth addict, heroin addict. I'm sure it's the same thing. You're treated like God. That's true, because a lawyer will make a world of difference. If you got a public defender, right? I had a public defender. That's how I got locked up for something I didn't even do, and did 6 months. Do you think I could get that 6 months back? Right? So, tell you a funny story. Went to the courtroom around 25 years later. And I said, I want to talk to the DA who fucking locked me up, because she could have won an Oscar. Fuck every movie star that won whoever in Hollywood. This bitch, Oscar material. Straight up. And they said, well, she's dead, and you can't talk to her because she doesn't work here anymore. And they're all looking at me like crazy, right? So I used like the Aaron Brockovich line when I left, because they're like fight me, and I'm going to one thing and another thing. I want to talk to someone. I want to tell this bitch that you fucked up, and what do you have to say? Right? Not guilty. Do you think everyone that gets locked up is guilty? I know they hear it over and over, so of course you don't want to hear that shit, because it's all bullshit 99% of the time. Or it could be 90% of the time. It could be 60. I have no idea. They're like, nope, sorry, get the fuck out of here. Or they didn't kick me out. Right? No, I'm hot. Just the same way. So I said, you know what? All you fuckers, you suck at it. Right? You just suck at it. And they just all looked at me like, who's this crazy wingnut? Yeah, you suck the biggest dicks on the planet. You don't know how to do your job properly. I get it. It's not an easy job. But it's basically the public defender who sold me out. It's like a coup. It's like it's already set up to win. Yeah, we got a different view. Let me show you. It's my cemetery gates. So I'm sorry, I should never stream, especially I just got the phone call right before I got work. I acted the same way at work, and it's not very impressive if your boss overhears you and you're saying, you know, it would have been better because if I go to court and this motherfucker doesn't get prosecuted and I spend all my day's work, lose my job or something, I'm going to want to hurt someone maybe, right? I'm going to want my money. I'm going to want to chase it down. Hold on, if I can hear that shit. So money is important, especially if you take it. Now, if I give it, different. I don't want you taking it. Oh, you did 7 British? That's a good number. I might have 7 or 8. I just did that for the one offense. But, yeah. They give you wino time to build up to it. After so many wino offenses, they give you priors and shit like that. I had to go to AA for smoking pot. Do you know what it's like to go to an AA meeting in Hollywood and try not to do drugs, like sober, right? Because I've been a drug addict, like you would never imagine, once upon a day. Going to AA meetings, like you go to NA or AA, it doesn't matter in Hollywood. Oh, I got fucked for doing that. I did, like, you got the most whacked out stories, and a bunch of gay people, and they have all these weird stories about them doing drugs and all this stuff, how they got used and abused and ripped and whatever. I'm trying to be sober. I'm just a pot smoker. Why? The last thing I want to do is think about drugs or all these, and that was the judge's answer. You have to go to AA meetings or NA meetings over marijuana. Can you imagine what it's like to go to AA meeting, and if you don't do it, you'll get another violation? Do you know how long it takes to get processed in LA County? When I went to Vegas, it didn't take long at all. In LA County, it's going to take you 24 hours before you even find a floor to sleep on in a fucking zoo that's like, you would never get it unless you've actually been there. It's not like your average jail. Vegas is a walk in the park. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so say I miss an AA meeting, or say fuck you, and you're going to lock me up in LA County, make me go through processing for 20, and let's just say you get processed out, right? That's another 24 hours, right? And you're at war with all the inmates, yeah, because I don't like the motherfuckers that are locked up. I don't think like them. And then you're at war with every fucking person who runs the jail. That's just a wonderful philosophy in life. And nothing's going to change my point of view. It's like, what the fuck did I do? It was like my mom. My mom was a heroin addict, right? When I was, guess where I'd have to go to? In prison. Or in jail. For what? My mom was very pretty. Had a nice set of boobs. So she got lots of men taking care of her and stuff like that. So she ain't got to fuck around. It's just for using, right? And I love my mom. My mom's a good person. People will always talk shit. Say, your mom's no good because whatever, she's a drug addict or whatever. But whatever. My mom never did a fucking thing to really have her children go visit her in prison, right? Other countries, they have different laws. You call them socialists or whatever. Well, their crime rate isn't like ours. Why is that? So this is a weird kind of case, or court date, because I'm not the whatever, right? We're doing it, try to be a do-gooder or some shit, right? It's like, what the fuck? And I don't want it to rub off and affect my life, obviously, which it is, because you could tell I'm so irate. I'm trying to hide. I don't want to communicate with anyone because I'm not really in a good mood. Been a little foul for November. I'm pretty sure it'll rub off in December, obviously. So fuck it, we'll get through this month, whatever it takes. Where I come from, snitches get something shoved up their ass or shot in the head or stuck in their neck or something. A do-gooder like that is kind of like a snitch, right? But thinking about it, as chicken shit as it was, I'm going to be that motherfucker. I'm going to go to court. If I think I am worthy enough to keep my job, believe it or not. So, might have put a little too much on that, but there are no guarantees because it's not a real job. I have a temp agency. Temp agency, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Right? So, different. Big difference. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it like I mean it. So that way, I don't have to do it personally. You know? Because I do believe people need to get regulated. You do that shit in prison, you'll get regulated. Believe me. Prison's a little different because there's no morals. I mean, on the outside, they're all gangbangers, all hardcore criminals. Not all. But on the outside, it's free game. On the inside, you can't get away with anything, right? You try to steal something, you're going to get regulated so hard. It's like a code or ethics. And it's so honorable, right? You have a code. It works up from the bottom to the top of the chain. On the inside, it's so different than the outside. Because all that shit you got away with on the outside, you can't get away with it on the inside. Right? So they're bringing a body. I don't know if we should show you. But so there's a code. So I did learn something. You know, being locked up for whatever. And that code is a very honorable code. Right? Because you can't get away with it. I mean, if you think you can, you're going to go to war, right? There's no hiding or whatever. You don't have to do it like you mean it. Right? It could even be jail. Prison's a little different. Because you get every race involved. Jails, you could get away with it. You know, they may not have what it takes to start a riot or go to war. 1 and 2 yards, you usually sometimes may get free passes because motherfuckers might have been in there for 30 years and they only got 5 years to go. So they're just going to turn their head and let it go. But if you're on a 3 and 4 yard, no such thing. Right? You can't even sit at a table. Right? With another race. Yeah. A 1 and 2 yard, I've done it because different things regulated different. I think they do it just to stir it up. I don't give a fuck. 3, 4 yard, yeah, you're going to end up hurt or buried. Right? Let's just say Dope District took $400 from, I'm not sure what his race is, from a Mexican, a Paisa, whatever, going to war. And you're going to have everyone on his ass. Depending on what it is, you'll have the shot callers talk to each other and say, usually if it's a smoking gun, the shot caller would take them out. Like, say you have some conflict on a real yard where Mexicans and blacks, they'll get the shot callers, they'll talk it over, and they'll take whoever out. Like, if the black person, the black people will regulate and take their own kind out. Same thing with Mexicans. To avoid the whole thing. But now I think it's different. South America prisons, they have a real different kind of drug mafia because Americans are so into drugs, right? They had a riot in this prison. There's probably 600 people dead. 600. And about probably 200 of them decapitated. Like fucking no head, right? Like pure. Like fucking, right? It's not much different here. We're just a little toned down. And then you would learn something. Because maybe you won't learn it on the outside. So if I'm that motherfucker, maybe you deserve to be on the inside so you could wake up, figure it out. I had to. Never did no whacked out shit like that. And it belittles me as a man because I didn't do a fucking thing. I didn't regulate shit. I didn't do a fucking thing because I wanted to keep my job, or I didn't think it was that serious, but it was. And that little fucker snuck behind me and shit, and then he dipped out. And on the outside it's different, right? On the inside, what do you got to lose? So you fucking regulate it. And it's all a bunch of rat race. I don't want to be looked at as a bad guy. I don't want it to rub off on me and have all that shit affect me, because I have a hard enough time in life just functioning as me, as it is. I don't know. I made up my mind. I will do it. But you know what? If you tell me that it's not going to happen or something, I think I'll be more pissed. Right? Because how are you going to grind on my ass so hard? And then you're going to let this motherfucker walk. I don't care how rich his parents are. I don't give a shit. Right? I don't give a fuck. And the reality of it is, it's not between me and Dope or me and Aldi. It's between them motherfuckers. You fuckers should figure it out. I just do know one thing. I usually mind my business, but once you cross the line, well, there are lines. Some lines should not be crossed. This motherfucker brought his gun and shot a couple motherfuckers because they were chasing him, right? So let's just say I'm riding my bike trail and I get jumped by 5 motherfuckers and I stick my shit through one of their fucking and decapitate him, right? Or up his ass or whatever. How do you think that's going to work out for me in court? Right? Seriously. Well, Mango Berry, I don't think you really have anything to say because I don't know if you've ever been jumped. I've been jumped several times by different races. The one race I have not been jumped by is the white race. We've been to Aryan Brotherhood, High Desert, like you would never imagine, where they talk shit to the black motherfuckers. Down south, a little different. You would never get away with that if you're white. You'd be lucky to survive LA County. The next RV, yeah, that's what I need, is to be on that motherfucker with Dope District, because you already know I don't like that fucker. Not my cup of tea. I see a red light, right? I see him face to face, it's gonna turn into a green light. Yeah, none of that shit should rub off on me. You have your own beef, you handle it. But what Dope District did was actually so chicken shit that it's going to turn me into a do-gooder. And that's the last thing I want to do in life, because I don't believe in that system. You know? And you try to think, yeah, so I got a beer in my hand. I could go to jail. I don't give a fuck because I'm not whatever. Right? That's how it affects my fucking day. It's not in my holder. It's in my hand. So whatever. Yeah, because that's how it works. Post-stress. Whatever in the fuck it is. Fucking chap my ass. And then I can't even communicate with Aldi and go, hey cocksucker, you can do this, right? Wouldn't that be the shit? If I do it and this motherfucker doesn't do it, I'm gonna want to thumb him up, right? So I'm all clusterfucked in the head. I told my boss, he said, so far it's cool. Whatever, I don't like to go to my boss and go, ooh, I got a core. He's all like, well, what did you do? I didn't do a fucking thing. And the way I think is maybe I should do something so that way it'll make sense. Right? Yeah. Fucking rat race. And that just goes to show you about human nature and how people think and how they could be brainwashed or manipulated or just buy into it. I think it's all bullshit because I take it a lot more serious than your average fucker. Because in the big picture, I think that I should have regulated on the spot. I should have lost my job there. I should have mopped them up or got my ass kicked, one or the other, and did it right from the get-go. Because now, it's not going to make any sense to me. And my head is going to be more clusterfuck than it ever was in the past. Right? Especially if he doesn't get prosecuted, because what? Oh, you get a free pass. That's how the system works? Well, how come the system didn't work for me in that fashion? So, I will be twice as hell-bent when it comes to thinking about our local law enforcement. So, if you let that motherfucker walk, and then you crucified me over some petty ass rinky-dink bullshit in life, I'll be livid. I'll be fucked up in the head. I just won't be able to make sense of it now, will I? So that's the difference between people that have class or some kind of something to hold it together. Some motherfuckers don't have it. They lose it, right? Let's say you go to war. You went to Vietnam. Other motherfuckers come back home. They don't say anything. They do their, and they function. Other motherfuckers are homeless because their head is so fucked up and they just cannot function. Yeah. I might be one of those other ones. Right? And who cares about them fuckers? I mean, really. I've heard so many Vietnam veterans talk about not getting health care. Hey.
Hey.
How you doing? Good, good. Right? It hits me home personally because I had a friend, his name is Corky. He old timer. He got some kind of serious disease. You never hear him whine like a little bitch like me, right? So we smoke pot because pot is his medicine, right? He's been to Vietnam. He's done that dance, right? So he gets old and they take him out of his home, which is in Topanga Canyon. They put him in a government facility, right? So I want to see my friend Corky. And I'm going, I want him to bring him a fat sack of weed because I know that's going to make him happy. You know, you can't do that. So you're going to kick him out of the federal fucking housing hospital or something? If you could shove Oxycontins up his ass all fucking day long. It's not what you want. It's what he wants. And he deserves it. Right? More than all of us. That's how our system works. Yeah. fucking absurd. So whatever, I'm gonna go to court. I'm not gonna worry about my job or anything. I'm just gonna worry about being a do-gooder and do the right thing. Fucking taking up too much of my fucking mental capacity or ability to think properly. Shit. But, you know, life has been good, right? Like, life, we've been miracled since Garberville, right? We got miracled in Garberville. And everything's been going pretty good. You know, little whatever obstacles in life. We got another one. And the last obstacle I need is some fucking retarded fucking monkey acting, you know what I mean? Because talk about, I'll ship you back to Africa, right? And you Americans, you're so brilliant, you got a bunch of slaves, and now look what happened, right? And you want to complain about the Mexicans. Okay. Pick on the Mexicans. Because I don't know what his name was. They're all rapists and drug dealers and stuff. Like you're not. Just because you're butt buddies with the Russians and shit like that, make $1. Turn your head. Are you kidding me? They just do it different. Now, we all do it. Some people don't do it like street animals. Some people do it like syndicate mafia or some shit. We all do it. Don't think we don't. Maybe not all. But for the most part, that's life. You got to do something. It surprises me that I could work for minimum wage and not fuck around, because motherfuckers like me, you have to fuck around. You got to do something. Everyone else fucks around. I just don't have whatever it is because I'm a pussy, because my thing is just too many years down the line. I know the jails and everything, you don't go to jail anymore, right? Yeah. It's funny how that works, because the overpopulation, well, maybe you should invent something like the Omni and just kill them all so we make it simpler time. Read this thing today. Motherfucker in San Francisco went to South Africa. He got the new corona, right? He fully vaccinated. Wait a minute, I thought you said that shit works. So what does that mean? There is no cure? So what the fuck are you selling us? Right? And I know it's free, like they would give something free away, right? I'm sorry to hear that, Dee. I think in life, you need to choose your friends very carefully so you don't complain about them, right? You don't want to end up in a world of shit because you got the wrong friends and they don't know how to act right. Right? My nephew did 35 years. He's a gangbanger. So, okay. Hanging out with his homies. Got in a fight. Had to do another 5 fucking years just for a fight. Right? Are you kidding me? So yeah, I'm a little hell-bent, but I guess we gotta accept it. There's nothing we can do about it. So we better Google how to have some class, maintain. They did say video, right? Because I'm like, you do not understand. You're going to send me to Vegas in one day, right? That's what they're going to tell me, one day. That's all it takes is one, yeah, because you take me to court and then you fly me out, but no, it's going to end up more than one day. And knowing me, I will miss the airplane or whatever in the fuck it is, because I'm really good at that. For some reason. So, how's that gonna work? You better book me on a late flight. Like they're gonna work with me. Try to do them a favor. Help these cocksuckers out. Prosecute their case. Think they'll work with me? I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to act like a wing. I'll just do it. I've dedicated myself to it. Got a beautiful bug here. Not sure what year it is. It's a super beetle. My problem is I don't want to deal with it. I have my own life to worry about. I don't have time to deal with everyone else's bullshit. So yeah, it chaps my fucking ass. Just from prior experiences in life, you know, this job and everything, that's all I have. I don't want it to, you know, go to shit over something like this. And it's not worth the stress or whatever it is. Because I live day to day. My job is day to day. It's not a real fucking job. It's temporary job.